Good evening, guys. Welcome you all to the day 5 session. Let us wait for a few more minutes. Since people are joining, let us wait for them and we'll start. Okay. Good evening to all those who have wished me. A very good evening to everyone. Karim Gowni, can you explain functions once again? Sure, we'll do that, Karim. We'll do that. Don't worry. What else people have given? Let me check. Detail automation of Python on Excel. That will come in the advanced topics when if I'm going to handle like advanced. At that time, I let you know what and all will be handled in advance. If at all you want to import an Excel or you want to import a CSV file, you want to import anything can be done. That will be covered in the advanced topics, not now. Okay. See, Manikantalia, I'm not sure, like, what is your name? I'm unable to pronounce. I'm sorry about that. Uh, mhm. Rujhan, right? Rujhan, if you want to print the first few rows, you use head, right? You need to create a data frame first. After importing in pandas, import the data into a data frame. If at all you know about pandas and you're asking me, I'm letting you know this. You can others please ignore since he's asking if it's a one liner. I'm explaining him. You can import your Excel into your pandas as in the CSV format. It's better. After importing, what you can do if at all you want to so after importing you need to convert it to a data frame, right? Import and convert it to a data frame, and then you can use a function called as a method called as head. Sorry, it's not a function, it's a method called as head, and then say head of 10 is going to print the first 10 rows. Okay, I hope you got the answer. Functions, Kareem, I'll explain, don't worry. Definitely, I'll explain functions for you because I can feel some of you didn't understand functions. So, let me take functions. Good evening, good evening. Sure, I'll do that. Sai Soumya, I'll glance functions, definitely. Hmm, okay, anything else? Want to learn what to learn after Python? Python is an ocean. What you're learning now is just a bucket. That's all. Thank you, Jay Kishan. Thank you. Keep watching. Okay, so let me explain functions so others also join. If attendance is uploaded, then please you announce during the lecture as I mostly miss in filling the attendance. Shakil, every time I say at least 10 to 15 times I've uploaded the attendance. Okay, anyway, I'll do it again. So if it this time you don't miss it, okay? This time you don't miss it. Okay, after this basic, you may need to learn object-oriented programming. I'll let you know tomorrow, like when I'm going to start the class on object-oriented programming. Okay. Tomorrow I'll let you know what is the timing and what all those things will be discussed tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Python is like a sea. You call it as sea. I call it as ocean. Fine. So let me start give explaining about functions. I think yesterday's notes is here. Okay, so let me go here and take functions. See, as I said on that day itself, function means a sub program, right? Where is that? It's here. Okay. So function is a sub program. Whenever I feel that my program requires sub programs, right? So bits and pieces of it. What you can do is that you can like create a function, put all these lines of code. For example, some 4 lines of code. and then put it inside a block and give a name for it, that we call it as function, right? So yesterday itself I've given an example for that. You would have seen this, all these 4 lines were lying around in your program for 5 to 6 times in your program, right? So it means that your program requires addition of 2 numbers, or you want to add 2 numbers in your program at least for 2 to 3 times, or like 4 to 5 times, depends on your requirement. What you can do, instead of making these 4 lines of code lying here and there, what you can do, you can group these lines and put it under a block, right? Put it under a block and give a name for it. So the name which is given is called as a function, right? So whatever you give here, sum of 2 numbers, it is called as function, right? So we block some few set of statements and put it under a banner and give a name for it, and that's called as function. This function helps you in many ways. One, it helps you in easy debugging. That is, like, wherever what is there, you can go and search and you can go and find if at all more than one functions are there. If some error occurs, you can go to that particular function alone and concentrate on it rather than concentrating on the entire program, right? So that helps you in easy debugging. Two, excuse me, it gives you a clear picture of what you're doing, right? So it doesn't make your program clumsy, right? It gives a clear picture. And then 3, it avoid redundancy in the sense, repetition of statements can be avoided with the help of function. So what I can do, I can put this lines of block of statement inside a function and then call the function n number of times, right? Here I call the function any number of time I can call, right? It is not that I can call only 4 or 5 times. I can call n number of times. Wherever the function is required, at that position I can go and call the function. Okay, so this is the basic information that I want to give about a function. Okay, regex is something different, right? Regex is something different. That's a module. I'll let you know what is that. Don't worry. Machine learning, probably not now, but I'll let you know. That will be a private session. It will not be a public session as what we have now, right? So the advanced courses will be a private session. It will not be a public session, that I'd say now itself. But I'm just planning for it. I'll let you know when I plan. Okay. So I want people to be there on the group, so that don't leave the group. This group is not just for 1 or 2 days, so don't leave the group. Okay, now this is what I did. And one more thing, what I said about is that passing argument to a function, right? I was talking about yesterday, I was talking about the passing, on Saturday I was talking about passing argument to a function. What I did, I just got some 2 inputs and I passed those values as argument to my function, right? So passing arguments, I'm just passing the argument to the function. Now this, from here, what I am passing from here is called as argument, and where I catch the value, those are called as parameters, right? You with me, guys? Right? I am passing some arguments and I am storing it inside a parameter. You with me? Right? And then, like, what I am doing here is I am just processing and then printing it, right? So what I do in the function is just process and print it. I'm not getting any input. The input, where I got it, I got the input outside, and then from there I'm passing the input whatever I got to the function. So whenever I pass, I said already, it is argument, and what I'm getting here and storing there, that place is called as parameter. You with me? Okay, I'll do that. Is this okay now? Sorry, just now saw your Vaishnavi, I'm sorry. Just now saw your text. I've increased the size. Hope this is good. C++ definitely will have it. I'm planning by this month end. I'm planning for C++ batch. I'll let you know short. All I'm getting a good numbers. Definitely I'll start a C++ batch. If the numbers are very bad, and don't ask me. Okay. Who is that music fair? Moderators, please take care of people who are asking for attendance, all those things. Just give them once or twice warning. If they are repeating again, please block them so that they don't disturb the class. Okay, just give them one or two chances. If they are still asking for the same thing again and again, block them. Okay, and this is called as function with our parameters. Function with parameter in the sense, like if any value is passed, right, any value is passed, I can just pass it from here, that is caught by a parameter, and that will be processed here. Okay, good. And then one more thing is that returning a value, right? So instead of printing it here itself, right, what I can do, I can process the value. Once it is processed, I can return it back to the place where it is called, right? So you may require a value where the function call happens. At that place you may require something. What you can do, instead of printing it here inside the function itself, when you return the value, that can be used globally. But here when I use the value here, it is only within the block, right? I cannot use it outside the block. Now outside the block it is unknown, right? Outside the block it is unknown. So when I want to use the value outside also, right, I can return the value, right? I can return the value and then process it. You with me? Okay, this is what function with return type, right? So function with parameter in the sense, like if I am passing something, that can be caught with the help of parameter, and after processing it, if I want to process it, I can process it and return it back. Okay. $39. Yeah, I'm doing that only. Yes. So please slide down 39. Could you show that? Yeah, can you see that now? Madhuri, I believe you can see that. Okay, so this is what I was saying about returning a value from the function and then using it here. So when I say I can use it here for some other purpose, I can store it in a variable. This value, processed value, can be returned from the function, and that can be stored inside any other variable, and then can be processed or used as per my requirement. Okay, so that is one. And I also said about returning multiple values, right? So we have seen returning only one value, right? That is possible in any other programming language, but Python is something different, where we can return more than one value, right? So if I'm say I'm going to return more than one value, that can be returned with the help of comma separated. Okay, any other pointer concept? There is no pointer concept, Yeshwan. There is no pointer concept in Python. Nothing to do with pointer here in Python. Okay, so Python doesn't have pointers, so forget about it. Don't ask me again. And here no one asked me about pointers in Python, because Python doesn't have pointers. Okay, thank you, Ram. Thank you for that. Now all these values, multiple values, can be returned at a time, actually, which is not possible directly. But what is happening here in Python is that when I say return more than one value, just before returning, the values will be packed. The values will be packed as a tuple, right? And it will be returned back. The values will be packed as a tuple and it will be returned back. Okay. You with me, guys? Hope you got it, right? So whenever I am returning more than one value, what is happening? It is getting packed as tuple, right? So usually many people ask me, what is the use of tuple, right? There are many uses in functions, like in many places we use, right? Internally it has been used, tuple has been used, right? So what happened? I'm packing, sending it back and printing it as a tuple. And if you want, you can unpack the tuple values, right? Did I say about unpacking the tuple value? I didn't say. Okay, I'll tell you now how to unpack the values which is packed. Okay, let me give one more example to show you the unpacking process. Right. So after calling the function, I can store it inside another variable, right? So when I say sum of two numbers, right? When I say sum of two numbers, I'll say sum. I cannot use a sum, so I'll just using an underscore to say that it is a normal variable, and then say diff that is the difference, and then say prod. Now what I do here is, I want everyone to listen carefully, right? So I'm packing, or the interpreter is packing the value as a tuple. The values are packed as a tuple, and it will come here. After packing, what is happening here is that I'm using three different variables. I'm using three different variables. So when I use three different variables and I have a tuple on the right hand side, what's happening here is that when it is returned back, it unpacks the value, right? It unpacks the value and stores it in sum, diff, and prod respectively, right? Let's say print sum, diff, and prod. Let me say 15 and 7. So you say 15 and 7, sum is 22, difference is 8, and the product is 105. You with me, guys? Hope you got it this, right? Right, so what I'm doing here is, from here, while returning, it packed the value, and when it comes here, it unpacks and stores the value in three different variables. This is also possible, okay? And next, what we have seen here is that when I pass more than one argument, right, I'm going to pass more than one argument, instead of having n number of parameters, I can just go for star args. What that does, takes all the value, packs it, put it inside the value. The star, right? Star is not a pointer here. Here star helps you to pack the values, right? Star helps you to pack the values, right? So here the values will be packed as a tuple. You with me, guys? The values are packed as a tuple. And next what we have seen is keyword argument. So whenever I am passing a value along with its keyword, right, along with its variable name, right, I am passing a value Samuel along with a variable name. I am passing 123 along with the variable name ID, and I am passing a value 9000 along with the variable name Sal. Now when I pass this argument along with the variable, that we call it as keyword argument, So when I say keyword argument, when I pass the keyword argument from here, what's happening? With the help of star star, I am packing all these three keyword arguments, right? It can be more than three also, don't worry about it. But what I am doing from here is that when I pass it, I am using star star to pack the keyword argument and store it as a dictionary. The keyword argument is actually converted to a dictionary when it stores there, right? When it gets packed, it is getting stored as a dictionary. You with me, guys? Okay. You have any doubts as of now in functions? Do let me know, so that like we'll start today's session. So which language is best for data structures among Java, C, and Python for placements? See, for data structure, it is always better you go with C, right? And if you're going for placement oriented, you should be right master in Python, or else you'll get your program timed out, right? Because people from C or C++ or Java background, if you're going to implement your program in the same way what you did in C in Python, then your program will definitely get timed out problem. So it is better you go with C. You will not get the timed out problem, but it is little bit difficult to do the process. But for data structures, I recommend for you to go with C. Right? If you want to go with data structures, then you should be knowing like object-oriented programming in Python. If at all you know object-oriented programming in Python, then you can go for that. Okay. Good. I hope answered all your questions. You have any doubts? Do let me know. I believe there is no doubt. Sir, can't we pack? Can we use zip to pack? Now, zip is something different, Ashwini. Here, you don't need to pack. By default, it packs the value, right? So, if at all you want to use zip, then you need to use zip here and then pass it there as a dictionary. Okay. You can use any other variable name, Vignesh. It's up to you. It's up to you, right? You can use only important things that you need to use star star, and you can use anything there. Okay. Yes, Sai Soumya. Only for keyword arguments we'll use double star. Yes. Unpacking once again. Are you talking about unpacking here? That is what I believe, because I didn't talk about other unpacking. There is one more unpacking. Let me tell you. See, when I pass it from here, it is packed as a tuple and it comes here like 15 tuple. When I see some three different variables on the left hand side, the values here will get unpacked and it will be stored in the respective variables. That's all. Okay. It is very simple. That the values whatever I get here, it is getting unpacked and stored, right? Some will be stored with the value, like if at all I'm going to give 10 and 20, some will be stored with 15, diff will be stored with 5, and prod will be stored with 50, right? So let me run it again for you. Let me say 10 and I believe, right, 15 and 5, right? I'm sorry, let me run it again for you. One minute. What happened? It got stuck, I believe. Kernel is still restarting. Sometimes these things will happen. Okay. Yashwant, I've explained it many times. I believe you are not hearing to it properly. I'm not going to do it again. I said double star many times here. Just before also I said, right? Hope you are not listening to it. You are doing your own work, so you cannot understand what I'm talking, right? You need to listen to what I'm saying. Where is that? It's here, right? Where is that? This one, right? Okay. So let me give 10. Again, I gave 10. Okay. Let me give a different value. I've given 15 and what is that? I don't know what I gave. 15, 5. I should give something else. I think 10 and 5 I gave. Yeah, that is what I believe. Okay, let me give the same. Okay, again it got stuck. Some problem in the kernel. Let's try it again. Oh, it's not executing. I think I need to restart. Just hold on, guys. Let me restart it. Hari, since it is getting restarted, do you am I sounding like a Telugite? I don't understand, right? I don't know why you asked that question. I'm not a Telugu. I'm from Tamil Nadu and I speak Tamil. That's my mother tongue. Yashwant, I've explained that also. I explained that also, saying that it is not a pointer. I don't know, like whether you're on and off going somewhere and coming, right? Don't ask me this question because I've explained it many times. Where is that? Just hold on, guys. It's here. Okay. Today we were talking about day 4, right? Okay. It's here. Let me say 10 and 5. So I got 15, 5 and 20, right? What's happening here is that I'm just getting input as 10 and 5 and then I'm calling the function arithmetic and I'm passing 10 and 5. So 10 and 5 comes here, process the value, add will become 15, sub will become 5, and mul will become 50, right? So what I'm doing here is I say return and return all three values. Okay? So return and say return all three values. Why? Before returning, it packs the value as a tuple and then return. So when it comes here, the tuple will be unpacked and the respective values 15 will be stored in sum, 5 will be stored in diff, and 50 will be stored in prod. That's all, right? This is what I'm saying is unpacking, right? I'm unpacking the value and storing it. Okay. This gets stuck it and no output happens many times with me. Yeah, that happens, right? If you keep on executing the same cell again and again, sometime the kernel will get stuck, and then you may need to restart the kernel with this symbol, right? Can you see that, right? This is restarting the kernel. So sometimes if you restart the kernel, it will work, or else you may need to close it and start the Jupyter notebook again. Okay. No, it is not because of network, right? There is nothing to do with network. Okay, I hope you got it. Now, yesterday someone asked, right, on the Saturday when I was about to complete, right, I'm about to complete, someone asked me whether it is possible to have star arg and keyword arg together. Yes, it is possible to have it. Okay, I'll tell you how. Let me take these examples again. Yeah. So while passing, let me pass some 5 values and let me pass some keyword argument. Let me take the same keyword argument what I've given there. Right. Let me take the same keyword argument. Okay. Now I'm calling the function and I'm passing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be caught by star args. But what next I have is the keyword argument, so I need to have a quark there. I'll say star star quark, right? And let me take this out. I'll say args and quarks. Right. So let us print and see what is happening. So this will be packed as what? The values will be the first 5 values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be packed as tuple, and this will be packed as dictionary. Okay, let us see that. What happened? Quarks is not defined. Okay, I put an S. That's a typo error. Nothing wrong. Okay. Right, you got it. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be stored in args and packed as by packing it as a tuple, and these things will be stored in quark by packing it as dictionary. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe this font size is okay for you, right? So I repeat, since the font size was very small, I'll repeat it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the values whatever I'm passing here, it will be stored in args, right? By packing it as tuple, it will be stored there, and here these things, the keyword arguments, whatever is there, it will be stored in quark, that will be stored as dictionary. Okay, you with me, guys? No, that will be too much, right? I may need to reduce it. Okay, I think this font size would be better, right? Guys, if you have any doubts, ask me so that we can proceed further. If you don't have any doubt, let me know. We'll proceed further. Right, so let's proceed further. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about module, right? Importing modules using a file in another file. I can say that way also, right? So I'm going to use a file inside another file, right? I have a file, I'm going to use that file inside another file, and use the functions from a separate different file, right? That is what I'm going to tell you now. Okay, so for that, let me go for a different ID. Let me use Visual Studio Code, right? VS Code, right? Didn't understand. What you didn't understand? You need to be clear. 90 howlers. What you didn't understand? Please tell me. Were you attending my session yesterday? If not, that will be a problem for you. Anyway, let me explain you once and I'll proceed further, right? So quarks is a keyword argument. Whenever I have my values as keyword argument, right? I'll repeat again. That is with the variable name. This name is a variable name and Samuel is the value, right? I have some variable name and value together. And I have ID, and again this ID is a variable name and 123 is a value, right? Again Sal is a variable, right? 9000 is a value, right? So when I have this values and oh my god, interruption. If there is no, please type no, because I'm unable to see anything in my mobile.